الله. طيب, any question, إخواني? Otherwise, I'll go ahead with explaining more mistakes. Now,
so when the Imam is in the Ruku.
When the Imam is in the Ruku. So we are now talking about mistakes in the Jama'ah. Tafadhal.
It's about to get out, but some of the brothers I've seen is they don't usually do the Qiyam, so they just go straight onto the Ruku. Is that
in the Jama'ah or in their own?
No. I'm talking about the
on their own.
No, in the Jama'ah.
In the Jama'ah. So the Imam says, Sami Allahu liman hamida.
No, before he says that, this person rushes to not miss the rak'ah. And
however, you mean he wants to join the prayer?
He wants to join the prayer.
Okay.
But instead of standing up and doing what he does is he just goes straight to the Ruku.
Yeah. That's a mistake we'll be talking about. It's not even to harm to ask about it. He's talking about scenario. The Jama'ah is established. This person is coming to a particular rak'ah, whether it's the first, second, third, or the fourth, and the Imam is now at the moment in his Ruku'. So he's coming and he knows that if he caught up with the Ruku', he caught up with the rak'ah. So this person, in order for him to catch up with the rak'ah, he has to catch up with the Ruku'. So he goes to the prayer straight away. Either number one, three mistakes he does. First, he runs. Second, he might make a sound. Like telling the Imam, wait. And they do that. Oh, he said, wait for me. Third mistake, boom. He says, Allahu Akbar, and he goes down. Takbir al-Haram. The three mistakes. The third one is the most dangerous. First one, when you ran and you rushed, that's a mistake. Prophet said, alaykum bis-sakinati wal-waqar. You should be what? Calm. Ma fatakum fa'atimmu fataqtu fasallu. Whatever you caught up, you pray. Whatever you missed, you compensate after the prayer. Why are you rushing? Number two, talking and disturbing the people in the salah. And that's a sin. Third one, which is the most jeopardizing one, is that if you have said your takbirat al-ihram and a letter of it, say the ra, had been said while you are going down, your prayer invalid with consensus of all scholars. Some of them, they said, well, it might be considered as a voluntary for you, but not obligatory. You missed it. Okay? So you have to say Allahu Akbar with the ra completely standing up before you bend. And to make sure that you say it completely, say the Allahu Akbar for the ruku'. The other one is sunnah. So Allahu Akbar, takbir al-ihram, Allahu Akbar, and then Allahu Akbar to make the. So you say Allah Akbar, the second one, while you are going down to the ruku'. Now, if you caught your knees, okay, to the ruku' before the Imam lifted up his head, you caught up with the ruku', you caught up with the rak'ah. But if the Imam said, Sami Allah liman hamida, before you caught up your knees with your hands, then you have missed that rak'ah. Okay? Simple. In order for you to make sure that you're going to catch up, maybe you come to this masjid from that door, and the people are up to the middle of the masjid, and they are in the ruku'. And you know that if you're going to come slowly or something, you're going to miss that rak'ah. Definitely. Especially our imams these days. Oh, mashallah. Boom. So I want to catch up with the rak'ah. You've got a sunnah which people, they don't know. We're going to explain that in due course, but we have to tell you as well now. That if you are in a place like that, and the Imam is in the ruku', make ruku' from that door. So you say Allahu Akbar, standing up, Allahu Akbar for ruku', and walk while you are making the ruku'. Even if the Imam said, Sami Allahu liman hamid, and you did not reach that row, you have caught up with the rak'ah. But how many people does this? How many people knows this? How many people would object if they saw somebody like this? Out of ignorance. Akhi, what are you doing? I've never seen this in my life. Oh, you didn't come to the classes to learn. That's the problem. Problem is with you, not with action, because you didn't learn. So now, if I am a place like this, and the middle masjid, but not the ikhwani unreasonable distance, like for example, Regent Park Mosque, and you have 2-3 rows in the front, and you enter in from the outside door, and he's saying Allahu Akbar for ruku'. He's got to go to sujood, and he's second sajda, he still haven't reached there. That's not right. Reasonable distance, okay? Yeah, imagine, or the haram, mashallah, I got to finish about through rak'ah, and then you catch up with the row. No, it's not. So that's where it is coming from, ikhwani. It's coming from number of sunnah. First of all, the hadith of Abu Bakr. Secondly, hadith Abdullah ibn Zubayr on the pulpit, hadith Abi Bakr and Zayd ibn Thabit. All these hadith, I'll mention them when it comes to the court. All of them. Even Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, radiallahu anhu, he's coming to the prayer, exactly the same thing. And the Imam was in the ruku'. He had with him his student. And maybe it's the Nakhai or the other one. Could be the Nakhai or Alqama. Could be Alqama bin Aswad. They are using his student. So he made ruku' and he pointed to his student to make ruku' with him. So he started walking to the rak'ah. It was the first rak'ah. And then when the Imam is finished, the student is saying, I went up to go and what? Thought I did not catch up with my rak'ah. So I went to go up. So he pulled me down. He said, you completed your prayer. Khalas. So he pulled him down and you completed the prayer. So that's as well from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Abu Bakr, Zayd ibn Thabit. Also Abdullah ibn Zubayr, he said it on top of the pulpit, in front of the people. It's min as-sunnah. He said, from the sunnah. When he says from the sunnah, and it's from the Prophet. And none of the companions had objected. From the sunnah. If the person entered the masjid, or the people are ruku', فَلْيَدُبَّ رَاكِعًا. Let him make ruku'. And then let him walk until he reaches the row, and then he finishes with the Imam, and فَقَدْ أَتَمْ. He has completed his prayer. Now, with this, alhamdulillah, I'll answer this question. Anybody want to ask a question? Huh? Fadal. Somebody's
Question related to this. If you are
It's a big question. Let it be.
not related to this one.
Yeah.
If the Imam is in Ruku and I'm walking to the join in a Ruku, and my salah first record is done or not?
Your rak'ah is done. So soon if you take up the ruku',
Just I'm confused a little bit because in the first
you're not confused. Hang on. Brother. You're not confused. It struck you. You heard it for the very first time.
No. I'm just telling you.
You know,
If you don't
people in the ruku', he is in the first rak'ah.
pray the Surah Fatiha, and I'm joining in the Ruku, how can I done first record?
Am I right when I say that it's because you have heard it, you never heard it before, that you're confused? You never heard this before, have you? You see what I mean? Just take it easy. Okay. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Man adraka al-ruku' faqad adraka al-rak'ah." He who caught up with the ruku', he caught up with the rak'ah. The hadith is talking about that there is no prayer for the person who doesn't read the Fatiha. It's correct, but it's not applicable to this. There's an exception. You understand what I'm saying? So this is not acceptable. Why? This is the person who is coming to the Imam, and the Imam is in his silent prayer, and he's got time to read the Fatiha, and he doesn't read the Fatiha. His prayer is invalid. But this person, no, he caught with the ruku'. There's no place for the Fatiha now. He doesn't come. And that is what I'm just saying to you, based upon a hadith. But there are other scholars, like Imam al-Bukhari. Imam al-Bukhari says it's not complete. Even if you caught up with the ruku' properly, you did not catch up with the Fatiha, your rak'ah is invalid. Do you understand that? So you have it. But other scholars like Imam al-Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad, Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, Imam, all of them, they said, no, you caught up because of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, Man adraka al-rak'ah faqad adraka al-ruku'. Man adraka al-ruku' faqad adraka al-rak'ah. Okay? So if you caught up with the ruku', even you did not say the Fatiha, but did it come from the Ahl al-Hadith? That's why. Ahl al-Hadith, that's their opinion. We're going to inshallah upgrade you now. Ahl al-Hadith and Salafi. We're going to upgrade you now. Ahl al-Hadith and Salafi. Upgrade. Because Ahl al-Hadith, they've got strict onto something. They say Bukhari, I know there are, because I teach in Ahl al-Hadith masjid, and I know because of that. Ahl al-Hadith, for example, when they do the janazah, they say what? Loud or silent, the janazah prayer? Loud. That's Ahl al-Hadith. You never heard of this, have you? Yeah, you will say, if somebody reads here janazah loud, they kick him out. What are you talking about? You brought a new deen, a new religion. How can you Fatiha, alhamdulillah, rabbil Akhi, it's dhuhr time. What do you mean janazah by doing loud? They will tell him off. But in the Hanafi, sorry, Ahl Hadith madhab, it is strict. Our Imam, alhamdulillah, I upgraded him. Our Imam, mashallah, there, he doesn't read it now loud. He understands it's wrong, incorrect. Based upon a hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas, that he did it loud, but he told them the people why. Because the people coming from Bedouin areas, they don't know what to do in the first takbirah. So he wanted to teach them. So for the teaching purposes, not as the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to read loud. But I'm just saying this to you regarding this issue. This is ikhtilaf, and I'm not going to boycott you if you don't take my opinion. So if you said, I'm not going to take your opinion because of, I believe that you have to reach the Fatiha. No problem with that. But you have to do it with knowledge, not because you are Ahl al-Hadith. No, Ahl al-Hadith. I'm Ahl al-Hadith. That's not right. So Ahl al-Hadith, they say things about Hanafis, and they're doing the same thing as the Hanafis. So the Hanafis so strict in their madhab, Ahl al-Hadith so strict in their madhab. So the same thing. We want to be Ahl al-Dalil, the people of what? Proof. We are after the proof. What is the proof? We go with it. So we have Imam Bukhari now against Ibn Taymiyyah regarding this issue. What I'm going to boxing match? No, it's not a boxing match. We look at the proofs. Prophet of Allah said, "Man adraka," and I'll give you now a hadith, which is, you could say, the knockout. Hadith Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu. Abu Bakr, the one who embraced Islam in the after the battle of Hunayn, and called Abu Bakr. Bakr means a pulley. He used a pulley to come out of the citadel, the castle, and run away from his people to embrace Islam. Okay, so he's the pulley. Since that time, he's called Abu Bakr. So this person, he entered the masjid when the Prophet of Allah in his ruku'. What he's what? In his ruku'. So he could not catch up. What he did, he ran. And then, before he joined the ruku', he did the sunnah of what? He doesn't know that this is sunnah. He's a newcomer. He put the hands up, made ruku', and he walked while he's ruku'. And the Prophet of Allah in the prayer, he's got something that nobody has got. What is it? Can anybody tell me? He could see behind. Just when he's praying, not when he's fighting. Just in the prayer, he sees behind. So after the prayer is finished, he called him. It was the first rakah. He did this. He said to him, "Zadaka Allahu hirsa, wa la tu'id." May Allah increase you in keenness to come to the prayer, because you are keen to join the jama'ah. But don't repeat that again. Now, don't repeat that again. What? There's here a number of possibilities. The scholars had investigated the possibility. Don't do it again, as don't rush when you come to the prayer. Second possibility, don't make ruku' before you join the row. Thirdly, don't do it again, as you should have now completed that rak'ah. But he did not. He had actually joined in this, and he did not add up an rak'ah. So the scholars said, "La tu'id wa la ta'du," or "La ta'ud." La tu'id, because of the hadith of the Prophet, it says, don't come to the prayer rushing. So the first one, rushing, is correct. Second possibility, that don't make ruku' before you join the row. No, we have, as I said, remember, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Abu Bakr here, Zayd ibn Thabit, and Abdullah ibn Zubayr on the pulpit. So that means it's not here to make ruku' before you join the row. Third one, which is that not to do the rak'ah. Prophet of Allah, if he had the rak'ah is incomplete, he would have told him, make another rak'ah, because he did not read the Fatiha. Okay, because of that hadith, we say, if you caught up with the ruku', you caught up with the rak'ah. The Fatiha is not required in that position. All right, Jazakallah khairan for that. And I really appreciate a sort of dialogue. I'm not going to say argument, dialogue like this, if the person wants to understand. Ikhwan, here we're not really having the Caliphate Umar stick. If anybody doesn't listen to me, I'm going to beat him up with it. I don't have that. Okay, I don't have that. Anybody else? Fadl Habibi.
Do we have to recite Surah al-Fatiha with the Imam at the same pace during the, for example, Fajr, Maghrib,
in the loud prayer? You could do the loud prayer. Am I to recite the Fatiha with the Imam if he's reciting it loudly? Okay, so first of all, let's just agree with each other that in the silent prayer, you must read the Fatiha. Meaning the Dhuhr, all of it, Asr, all of it, the last rak'ah of the Maghrib and the last two rak'ah of the Isha. Okay? As for the loud recitation, wallahi, we have difference among the scholars. Maybe a book like this talks about it. You know how thick it is? Talks about just the difference among the scholars regarding the issue of what? Reading the Fatiha behind the Imam in the loud recitation. There's among the scholars about that. But we're going to give you the cream of the crop. I'm not going to teach you a book. Why does he say this? And these are proofs of that, proof of this. We say to you, Ikhwani, the hadith regarding this issue, before we start with the hadith, we say the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jal, he said, 2 ayah. ما جعل الله لرجل من قلبين في جوفه. Allah never put 2 hearts in you. It means 2 hearts, 1 mind and another mind. So while you're talking, you are understanding. When you can't, you understand me? So when you talk and you hear, it's going to be the same. So you're going to understand the same. So you are reading Fatiha and the Imam is reading a Fatiha or reading a Surah. How can you understand the Fatiha plus or understand the Surah while you're reading the Fatiha as well? That's number 1. Number 2 ayah, وإذا قرئ القرآن فاستمعوا له وأنصتوا. If the Quran is to be recited, you have to be quiet. So the Quran is being recited and you go, and you with him, and you will never be understanding the Quran of yours unless you make it loud. Okay, so Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, because he's saying Alhamdulillah, he's reciting the surah, because you want to focus on Fatiha. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, make it loud. So you are destroying the consciousness, the focus of the people around you. Subhanallah. Then you say, oh well, the Imam has to make a gap for us to read the Fatiha. That's what the people they think. So Imam, after you read the Fatiha, stop. Give us a gap. You will become the person behind the Imam. We are the Imam now. Wait for us for our Fatiha. Yeah. We're gonna be the Imam. So wait. Don't recite until I finish my Fatiha. Well, Imam now. This is the mentality, which is wrong. Can't be the Imam. He is the Imam. Leaving a gap after the Fatiha is not being documented in a hadith sahih. Only the gap was at the beginning, before he recited the Fatiha. After he made takbir al-ihram, Abu Hurairah said, Messenger of Allah, you have a gap, long gap here. What did he say? What did he say in that gap? He said, Dua al-istiftah. وجهت وجهي الذي فطر السماوات, or سبحانك اللهم بحمدك, whatever it was. تبارك اسمك وتعالى جدك لا إله غيرك. Whatever called the opening supplication. Okay, Dua al-istiftah. That is the only gap or space that the Prophet does after takbir al-ihram and then the recitation. But after that, there is one, he says, قال وكان after the recitation of the surah, قال, he posed a bit just for حتى يتردد له, because of the recitation. When he finishes, partial of a second, and then he goes to what? To the ruku. He does not, for example, لا في قيد فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. الله أكبر. He doesn't do like this. آمنهم من خوف. Allahu Akbar. You understand me? That's not a gap. This is just for that breath. Allahu Ta'ala alam. So for that person who's asking me the question, what is he? You would say to you, don't read with them. I've got more proofs, but I'm just saying in general, don't read. I've got hadiths from the Prophet of Allah. I've got hadith which says he was reading one day in the Fajr prayer, and somebody was reciting with him. So at the beginning, that was the beginning. He called him, he said, don't recite with me except for the Fatiha. If that hadith stayed like this, I have to recite the Fatiha. Then later on the Fajr, he was reciting and somebody was reciting. He said, what are you doing? He said, Messenger of Allah, reciting. He said, Mali unaza. I have been taken away from my recitation. Abu Hurairah, he says, the people stopped now reciting when the Prophet is reciting loud, and they were reciting when the Prophet was what? Not reciting loud. Okay? With this in mind, which hadith is hadith authentic. Also he said, Man kana lahu imam, faqira'atul imam lahu qira'ah. He who's got an imam, then the recitation of his imam is his recitation. So your imam recitation is your recitation. Now, that is in mind. We can't recite Quran when the Quran is recited, and we don't have a gap. And as I said, I've got more proof, but let me just give a more chance for another question. Any question, Khwan? Fadal?
Just in case someone like it would be like he read the Fatiha after Imam, because he said with the Imam finish, he starts. Why is the Imam like?
If you recite the Fatiha while the Imam is reciting a surah, you're sin, because you are against the ayah. وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا. Quran is being recited. مَا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِرَجُلٍ مِّن قَلْبَيْنِ فِي جَوْفِهِ. Allah did not give you to understand and listen at the same time and recite. You can't. So you're going to recite over him. And you're going to be destroying the people's focus. People are disturbed by you. So the people are going to be focused. So your Imam, don't speak without reason of that. This is not right. This is not Ahlul Hadith. Just wait. So don't recite when the Imam is reciting. That's what I'm telling you. Okay? Now, fadal. No, because I can't. You remember when I said I don't have two hearts? When you're talking, I can't do it. Especially the Imam, if he had made a mistake in a surah, then everybody knows it. Whole masjid al-Qurayt, Imam will tell you. And the Imam can't hear a word from them. All of them. So he said, لِإِلَافِ قُرَيْشِ رِحْلَةَ الشِّتَاءِ. He didn't say إِلَافِهِمْ. Another person, إِلَافِهِمْ. إِلَافِهِمْ رِحْلَةَ الشِّتَاءِ. And the Imam, he doesn't know where he's going. Imam Shaykh. Yeah. Did you have something like this before? Somebody's a Shaykh. So this is Juz' Amma. So the Imam always chooses something difficult for the people they don't really know. So nobody knows if he makes a mistake. Nobody knows. Because if it's Surah, everybody knows it. You have to be 100%. Otherwise, you're going to be hammered. And the people, we say to them, this is not the Sunnah, akhi. The Sunnah is only person behind the Imam. He will correct. Wallahi, I have seen a person. I was in a prayer in Luton, the Taraweeh. We have 2 hafiz behind the Imam. And because I want to make sure, I had a third person opening the Mus'haf. So 2 hafiz plus a Mus'haf. So the Imam made the mistake. And we told him how to tell it. Let him finish the ayah and then repeat the ayah for him. While he's talking, he made a mistake. A person about, I think, the 7th row, 8th row, wallah, 8th row. I can't hear him. So the Imam, he didn't, Miskin, his Imam was very little, and the first time for him, he was shivering. So he made him to mess up the whole thing. The Imam even stopped. He doesn't know what's happening because he heard. After the prayer is finished, I addressed the people. And I told him what is the scenario. After that, either the person stopped or then maybe he left, he didn't come back again. I don't know the person, but he's the 7th row. I was on the first row. I can't hear what he's saying. And it was Surah Yusuf. Everybody knows Surah Yusuf. Everybody knows Surah Yusuf. Subhanallah. But the person is miskin. It's first time for him, or missed that first time. I would say it's not really as confident as a practicing Imam. Jazakumullah khair. طيب. Fadal. You haven't asked a question.
No,
Fadal.
earlier, regarding the sleeve is too.
Yes. Yes.
What do you mean?
Meaning it's not to fold it within the prayer, also to come to the prayer with your sleeves like that. So if you came to the prayer, before you pray, do like this. If you forgot while you're praying, do it. Because all your clothes pray with you. So you can't, no, you can't do it. So you can't do it while you're praying, and you can't come into the prayer while it's done. But I'm just saying, you could do it the opposite. If you had came like this and you forgot while you pray, put it down. But to roll it back, you're not allowed. Jazakallah. Fadal. Same thing with the socks. Same with the trousers. Can't roll, you can't make them. You can't make the roll them as well. Tuck them. Yeah, you have to roll it down. Yes, because everything prostrate with you. Now, Fadal.
When you come to the congregation and you're going to start a new row,
Yes.
you should do it in the center behind the Imam.
You do it behind the Imam. The Imam could be in the center, could be, I don't know where he is. Behind the Imam. So the person is talking about, okay, wallahi, I forgot. You know, Ahmad, I forgot to tell me. Cricket? Fadal. Yeah, speak in it.
On it.
Yes, on.
Okay, so some people, they start the congregation from the far left or the far right, for example.
So when the person comes to a row,
yeah,
and it's complete, and he has to start a new row,
yeah,
he starts behind the Imam.
behind the Imam.
Not to start to the right or to start to the left. You start, so he will be like a center for everybody coming to the right of his, or right or left of him.
But now me, do I join him to not create a gap?
So this it's a good question. So this person came and he found, let's say, this masjid, and this person, because of his ignorance, there's no problem to be ignorant. The problem is to keep insisting to be ignorant. How many people were in the prayer here? How many people do you think they know our information that we've been given? Very few. These people, they haven't got appetite for listening to the knowledge. If we tell them there is kebab here, oh, well, the food of the belly is the most important. Well, I tell them that we brought, for example, from Dawat, kebab after this, they want full class, mashallah. The kebab is not for, but not the kebab of the heart, the kebab of the belly. That's what the people they are after. Allah, ya akhi. Prophet ﷺ said, "Man yuridillahu bi khayran yufaqihu fi din." If Allah intends good to you, He gives you the appetite to sit patiently. Shaitan is knocking your feet now. Come on, go ahead. Too late now. Get up. Watching the movie? No problem. I'm enjoying it. When it comes to the class, it's hitting your legs and making you uncomfortable. And unfortunately, these people, I'll tell you a story that happened to me, Akhwan. I used to be the Imam of High Wycombe, High Wise. One of the people who are close and he is important in the masjid. Okay, he had struck with a cancer, and he went to the hospice. You know, it's a hospice. It's the last stage. They give you that last comfort before you die. He died. Oh, Allah have mercy upon him. So I went to him. Allah yarhamahu. I paid him a visit a number of times. So when I came, I knew he's gonna do, because he can't make his wudu. He is maybe not clean. They think that there is no prayer on them. They are like being, being let off. So I came with a tile with me, clean tile, or dry ablution. So when I came to him, I said, "Did you pray?" "I can't pray. He's look at the pipe here is coming from my auratic, and I'm not clean." He said, "Who told you that? As long as this is functioning and you know what you're doing, you must pray in the way you are. You don't have to just dry ablution. Okay? If you can't even have dry ablution, you have to do the prayer. If you can't even stand up, okay, you can just do it with your head. Ruku, sujood, like this. Okay? If you can't do it with your head, do it with your eyes. Ruku, sujood. Not with the finger. Some people with the finger. No. Ruku, sujood. I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell the people in the masjid to do, to tell them this?" I said to him, "So and so," I'm not going to say his name because no, "So and so, brother, I said this so many times. I have taught the chapter of Tahara, but you don't come there. You don't come to the class. That's what the problem. If you went to the class, ya Shaykh, you would have understood." Wallah, I said it in a nice way, of course. "Wallah, you would have learned this. This is from the ABC. We have to teach the people. But because you don't come to the class, and everybody thinks, why should I listen to the class? You don't learn. Khwani, it's incumbent upon us to know everything about the prayer, because we pray 5 times a day. Unfortunately, as I said, we have so many people. I know, mashallah, lots of people here, but compared to the people on the left, maybe quarter of the people. What are the 3 quarters? And then you complain why we are humiliated, why our ummah is at the bottom, why are the enemies are stronger than us? Because of you. You're ignorant, no problem. But to keep insisting to ignorant and you think you are knowledgeable, it's a problem. Have I solved the question? What was the question?
Do I join him or do I start at the center?
Yes. What do you think now? You are the sheikhs now. You came to the masjid, the row is full, the imam is here in the center. Let's say it's imam or imam here, Zahir, and you came. You're going to go in the middle, but there's somebody or 2, 3 people on the right or on the left. What are you going to do? Further.
The best place in the masjid is behind the imam.
So you got in the middle, and you got the left here. Join them. I'm not saying right or wrong.
It's a division.
So I joined them different division.
I was right to drag them in the middle.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Yeah.
The one you laugh at it, that's the right answer. If he doesn't come, just stay. If he doesn't come, just stay in the middle. Don't care about him. Don't go with him. You're wrong. Go in the middle. You could call him, brothers, come. Especially if you are known to be Shaykh. I a number of times I come. I have dragged them, they come with me. They don't know. But when they see me, oh yeah, he's going to go with the Shaykh. But if you're a kid like him, they'll beat him up. They will not listen to you. Who's this? So you could just tell them, brothers, come to the middle. They might listen to you if they come. SubhanAllah, there's some people, Allah Musta'an. Allah Musta'an. Yesterday I was praying in the Fajr prayer. I was in the Jama'ah. I'm praying. So now when you find a gap, you go towards the Imam. So you're the right of the Imam, you go to the right. Go to the left of yours. If you're on the left of the Imam, you go to your right. You always squeeze in. So there's a gap. And the gap, the Imam was exactly in front of me. And this person, there was some gaps on that side. So he started keeping away from me. So I gave him a nudge. Instead of him coming, he started widening the gap between his feet until he's going to have a full split. Because he doesn't know. He didn't say he wants to. So his shoulder is now a mile away from me. His shoulder, because his feet, his shoulder. So I'm trying to pull him, but he split. He made a split. Why? Because he doesn't know. Why? He comes to the front row, but he doesn't sit for the class. What can I do? You've asked the question. Hang on.
I have an offset.
No, that was me. I'm his brother.
We look similar.
Oh my God. Either you look similar or my glasses are not correct. Good, تفضل. I thought he was you. Subhanallah. Brothers, I was confused. The two twins. They're twins?
No,
No, like
4 years apart.
MashaAllah. Allah barak.
It was
Allah
just,
barak.
it was just a follow up on your what you just explained. So, are we allowed to nudge people as well if they do mistakes? But
Yes, you're allowed to nudge the people to the mistake. What's the proof? The companions, they just not nudged. They even looked at that person and scared him off. Muawiyah al-Hakam al-Sulami, when he came to the prayer, he doesn't know about the prayer. So he wasn't the first time in the prayer. Somebody sneezed. He had learned from Jahiliyyah that anybody sneezed, Yarhamukallah. So he said to him, Yarhamukallah. So the companions looked at him like this, the ones around him. He said, my mother lose me. Why are you looking at me like that? Still talking to the prayer. So they said, he was scared now. He went quiet. So all of that was allowed. The companions, when they did this, Prophet of Allah approved that. And then he told him later on, come. And he came and he was so shaky, scared. And the Prophet didn't tell him anything except that, my dear son, my son, that this prayer is not fit for the normal talk, normal market speech. It is for Quran, dhikr of Allah. So he said, Wallah, I have never seen a better mu'allim, teacher than him or after. He did not tell me off. He did not yell at me. Nicely. He loved the Prophet so much. He is the one, the Prophet of Allah, who protected the Bedouin man who urinated in the masjid from the companions beating him up. Beat him up. We didn't beat him up because somebody come to the urinate in the masjid. What are you going to do to him? Give him a sweetie? Never give him a sweetie. These companions, when they saw him, he's in the masjid, pulled it, urinate. They said, Mom, and I'm about to go and punch him. Prophet said, go, let him finish. Let him complete his urination. Let him finish it. Let us remove. To remove means here, cut your person from the urination. It's unhealthy. Unhealthy. So let him. And then he said, you've been sent as easy people. To make hardship on the people. The Bedouin man, seeing those companions want to punch him and beat him up, and this person is the Prophet Muhammad, he doesn't know. It's a Bedouin man. He's protecting him from them. He loved the Prophet. So as soon as he saw this, he called him. He said to him, this place is, because he's a Bedouin man, he urinate everywhere. For them, it's the desert. So he said to him, these places are not fit for this, urination. Allah. That's why, as soon as he said, Allahumma arhamni wa Muhammada wa la tarham ma'ana ahada. He knows Allah. Oh Lord, have mercy upon me and Muhammad alone. Nobody else. All these people deprived him from the rahmah, from the mercy, because they were harsh to him. And then Prophet ﷺ, smiled. He made a mistake again. He said, something which is encompassing everybody, which is the rahmah, the mercy of Allah, you made it what? Just for me and you. Make a mistake. But that's how the Prophet of Allah, ikhwan. You have to be as well caring with the people. I'm going to go to this side. Yalla, tafadhal.
Brother.
The mic, yes. Yeah, doesn't throw it. It's made
Shaykh,
for.
I've prayed
What do you call
behind.
that? Cricket. Yeah.
I've prayed behind some imams that in the waswasa thing they say that when they start the salah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Go waswasa.
Yeah.
Allah.
So in that case, do you have to say Allahu Akbar with them as well, or is it if you say one time?
No, this Imam, he's got waswasa. His waswasa means that he says Allahu Akbar, but he's not sure. So he means Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. No, you don't be a waswasa with him. I would recommend for you not to pray behind him. Pray with somebody else. This Imam should not be praying behind him. Because you don't know even if he reads the Fatiha how many times. He reads about 3, 4, 5 times. Because he doesn't know. Waswasa. Waswasa means he doesn't know he is actually done it or not. Shaitan is telling him, no, you haven't done it properly. Do it again. Tafadhal.
Assalamu alaikum. So my question is about what you just said about the dressings for Salah. So if we wear something that is that emulates kuffar, the non-Muslims, that according to hadith what you mentioned, and that you are one of them, now that may be applicable to a Scottish kilt if I'm wearing it, which is very particular. Scottish kilt, what they wear.
Kilt.
Yeah. So which is very particular.
That's kilt. Kilt is called.
It's kilt. Yeah.
It's called kilt.
Yeah. So if I'm wearing a kilt, that's a confirmation of I'm trying to emulate them. Or if I'm wearing a kippah, that's for the Jews only. Now, a few dresses like, say for suit or a pant or a shirt, that's widely worn with non-Muslims and Muslims alike. And if you see historical perspective of all of these.
Question, please, because we've got other people.
So
What's the question?
So
I understood your point.
The question is, I mean, that's worn between Muslims and non-Muslims alike. So
Okay.
is that okay for me to wear it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Prophet ﷺ, he's been given a gift called Jubbah Rumiyah. Rumiyah means Christian, from the Romans. Jubbah means like a jacket. قال ضيقة الكمين. He was really tight onto his sleeves, tight onto him. So the Prophet ﷺ, he dressed up into that. This dress could be common dress, like you said, a suit. That's a common dress. But there are dresses which represent not a culture, also religious thing. Like, for example, the priest, like the hood. This priest who got hood. But if that hood without the belt in the middle, which is the dress of the Moroccans, you see the Moroccans? Got this. That's a tradition for the Moroccans. But the one which is like this, and they got a special hood with it, as soon as you see him, you think he's a priest. Or like you said, the scalp. You know that for the Jews. Skull cap is called, or pancake, you call it. Pancake is small. And they put like a little one. That is the same as well. That's the Jews, represent the Jews. If you want to put something on the hat, you put. So if you have, for example, a special hat that represents the non-Muslims, the most important, actually, when you go with the Muslims, the people, if they find difficulty to know that you're a Muslim, that's the dress which is not supposed to be. But if the Muslims, I know that this dress is no problem, it's between them is a, so the person dressed up in a suit, yeah. But when he start putting things into the suit, which only makes him, the person is not distinguished, like, the towel, the handkerchief, they put it like this, that's, goes into more imitating the kuffar. So you don't want to be distinguished from your brothers, the Muslims. That's the whole thing. And as long as the dress as well is not see-through or too much tight. Father. Yes. Where is the? No, I mean, he's older. That's why we jumped to him. But he's younger now, and you're young. So I'm sorry, you're old, like me. Father.
So let's say I come to the masjid and it's a new row, and I'm alone. Should I wait for someone to come, or should I just pray?
If you are in a jama'ah, ya ikhwani, and this jama'ah is like a masjid or any outside where you expect people to come, it doesn't matter if you pray the whole prayer on your own, because there is no space. But that's in a place where you expect other people to come. But let's say that you are travelers, and you were 10 people, and you prayed in a house or in a room or the hotel room. There's no one is going to come and join. You know that. It's a room for you. And you were making wudu. And they have, your friends had started the prayer. The Imam, and then behind him 8 people which had filled between wall to wall. And you came and there is no space for you. And you know 100% nobody's going to join you. Except for the jinn maybe. But not nobody. In this case, you go inside the row, push, and then go with the Imam. Okay? Pray with the Imam. But in the case where you expect people, then you pray even on your own. Even if you finish the whole prayer on your own, the hadith which says, لا صلاة لمن لا يصلي من صلى خلف الصف لوحده. There's no prayer for the person who prays on his own in the row. That is the one who's deliberately found a space, doesn't come to it, and that's the one who does not have a prayer for. So if you came deliberately, and you know there's a space, but you want to pray on your own, you have no prayer. Prayer is invalid. Don't pull somebody from the front. That's not right. So you make a gap on the front row. I remember as a person who is cheeky, he told me this, that I kept telling this person, yeah, it's not right to pull a person. Not right to pull a person. But that person, no, I'm going to pull. So one day, he wanted to teach him a hard way. And I don't agree with it, but I know this guy is very cheeky. He reminds me of one of the Sahaba. So he came to the prayer and he saw him in the masjid. He saw him in the row. And that person who kept telling him, don't do this, you shouldn't be pulling somebody, he wanted to teach him the lesson the hard way. So he tapped his shoulder. That person ultimately, when he tapped his shoulder, he goes what? Behind to join the person. So he went behind and the guy filled up the space in the front. Let him on his own. I know, Mr. name is Khalil. Allah, he makes me. I have to teach him the lesson. Let him pray on his own. طيب.
And
تفضل حبيبي.
for example,
We have to Khwani, finish in 2 minutes.
Okay.
And the ones on the online, please forgive me. Got lots of people here, mashallah, they have to give them the last question.
for example, say it's Dhuhr, and then a person's missed three, so and then they catch one, and
So the person is praying the dhuhr, he came to the jama'ah, he missed the 3, left with 1.
yeah,
Yes.
he's got one, and he prays the one.
Yeah.
When the salah finished and the person's trying to
Make up for the
make
prayer.
up for the prayers, do they do 1 and then 2, or just 2 and a 1?
No, when he caught up with rak'ah,
Yeah.
so he's going to make 3 rak'ahs after that.
Yeah, I know.
To make it 4. So he makes 1 and make tashahhud,
Okay.
then another 2. And when you make that 1, it's like the second for you. It's not the last. So meaning, if you came, let's say, into the Maghrib prayer, and you missed 2, and you kept with 1. So after you finish that 1, okay, that was one they caught, it's 1 rak'ah. So you go to make loud on your own, second rak'ah. Do you understand that? Do you get it? You didn't get it.
You said you make it loud.
Okay. Let's say you came into the Isha prayer, last rak'ah. You missed how many rak'ah? 3. You know that the first 2 rak'ah of the Isha is loud or silent? Loud. So now you missed 3 rak'ah, and the Imam is in the 4th rak'ah, you caught with him. When the Imam is finished, you're going to go to your second rak'ah. Your second rak'ah is going to be loud or loud. Do you understand? You make it loud. Got it? And then tashahhud, and then the last 2 rak'ah, which is silent. Got it? Alhamdulillah. What is the prayer that you can make? I'll tell you. What is the maximum times of tashahhud you could do in a particular prayer? Tell me, and I will tell you right. This is the last thing. You say 3. 4. Correct. Yes, it is 4, not 3. How can we make 4 tashahhud? Yes. No, that's not a mistake. Yeah. So he came in which rak'ah? He came into the second rak'ah and he caught up with the tashahhud, but he did not catch up with the rak'ah. That's first tashahhud. But no rak'ah has been counted. Then he's going to be the second tashahhud, the third rak'ah of the Imam. Then he's going to make 2 rak'ah after that, isn't he? The second rak'ah tashahhud, and then the last one tashahhud. 4 tashahhuds. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك. جزاكم الله خيرا. See you next week.